You are your biggest advocate in family court, and no one knows your story or your co-parent.
So this lady's page just popped up on my feed, and she said something profound that is the stuff that I'm preaching all the time. It looks like she has a packet for people to organize their documents and keep records and in an organized fashion. I don't know anything about her product. All I know is what she said is making the case for what I've been saying. Nobody knows your case like you do. And she talks about how, she was ignorant. She thought she could assemble all her paperwork, hand it over to her attorney, and her attorney would understand everything. No. This lady looks like she has a decent following. So obviously she's doing some work for people. She said she's been a paralegal. So this is just another sign to you that nobody knows your case like you do. Nobody can organize your case. Attorneys cannot memorize your life. I won some court hearings just because I represented myself. When I went into contempt and I got the mother found in contempt, I made my argument. Then her attorney made this argument, oh, it's a big misunderstanding and this and that. And then on my rebuttal argument, I trapped them because I had like about 25, 30 exhibits attached to my motion. And when I was going through them, I pointed out to the judge, I said, it was the family law commissioner actually. I said, hey, look, if there's a misunderstanding, this lady told me long ago at this hearing, look at this transcript, exhibit 17. And then look at this calendar, all the days that I missed. She said before several months ago that she wanted me to be involved, and she didn't let me be involved. She didn't let me be involved before court, after she said that in court, and then after I got a court order. We finally have a court order. And then I'm following up with her attorney with faxes and stuff. There is no misunderstanding. Why do we even write stuff on paper if you could just say, oh, I misunderstood with the paper. We write stuff on paper so that everybody's on the same page, so that everybody understands what the heck's going on. That's why we make contracts. That's why we make court orders. So it's on paper. So now everybody knows what the deal is. And they're sitting there saying, well, I didn't understand what was on paper. Her attorney. And I saw out of the corner of my eye, I'm looking out of the corner of my eye, and I see her attorney fumbling through the paperwork and trying to follow me. I see him throw up his arms like, I don't even know what the hell this guy's talking about. Because what I did was the commissioners, let me see these tabs. So I tabbed all of my exhibits and numbered them with these little post-it notes. These flags I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see down the side, here's my paperwork. Like, let's say, here's my hand, my paperwork. And then down the side, there's these tabs with the numbers of these different exhibits. And so those attached exhibits had tab for the commissioner who's sitting up there as a judge on the perch. And I'm flipping to mine. I didn't tab the mother's attorney's exhibits. I just attached them. I might have had a divider sheet like this. So I may have had slip sheets, these divider sheets, exhibit 1, exhibit 2, exhibit 3, that I usually put between each exhibit so that when you're looking at a court document and you're scrolling through the file, there's a big divider here. So here's a better example. Here's exhibits that I have in my motion for a temporary parenting plan packet, or motion, a declaration in support of 50-50 and custody. Exhibit 1. So when you're scrolling through, let me turn this into one up, single page view. So when you're scrolling through and you're looking through the file, like here's the thumbs on Adobe. There's a divider. You see that where there's the blank sheet? You can scroll through here and quickly find where the different exhibits are. So here's an exhibit with a study about parenting plans and 50-50 versus every other weekend. Then there's a big blank page that says exhibit 3 right there. And then you see pictures with a bunch of other studies from Fatherhood Initiative, and boom, there's a blank page there. So when you're scrolling, you can find exhibits better. But when you have the hard copy printed out, so when you're scrolling through, bam, like that, and then you see the next one, it's easy to find, especially on the court file. If you have electronic file, if the judge nowadays, like, they look at the file online, and if the judges are looking in the system through their computer right up there on their little perch up on the bench, they can see your stuff better. So anyway, my point is, I thought I'd do a little sidestep, give you guys a little example of how, you may want to attach exhibits to a motion or a declaration or an affidavit. That being said, I had my baby's mom's attorney bamboozled because I may have done the divider sheets like that, but I didn't have tab numbers for the exhibits. I didn't do him that courtesy or favor. Okay, so however it was in the file, I only gave the courtesy of myself and to the judge's bench, the commissioner's bench copy and working copies with these little tabs on the side. So I told her, turn to Exhibit 17, turn to Exhibit 12, or whatever it was, and she went right there. Then I got the mother found in contempt on the first try. There's attorneys out there who tell you don't even attempt to do a contempt motion because it won't bode well. There's a father's rights attorney in Los Angeles, and he advertises a father's rights attorney. He said, you should never do contempt on missing time or a parenting plan. The only time a contempt really works is if there's money involved. Well, when is money involved on contempt in family law? Child support. So this guy is a father's rights attorney. I forget what his username is. I did a video exposing him a while ago on an old Instagram, so I forget who he was or where he was. But a father's rights attorney, and he says, don't do contempt unless there's money involved. And the women are the ones who are always doing the contempt. I got my baby's mom found in contempt on my first try. I show you my winning order in my flow page. And it's mostly because I knew my case the way a lawyer cannot memorize my life. I knew my life. The lawyer can't. The baby's mom's attorney, my baby's mom's attorney, did not have everything memorized in that case. He's juggling 20 other cases. And he was humiliated, and so was she. She walked out of the courtroom right at the end of the hearing, and we had to go write it up. She was gone. And he's sitting there whining, I don't know why they can't just work this out. It's like, that's your client. Get her in check, dude. You're the pimp. Get your little hoe in check. But like this lady said that I'm stitching at the beginning of the video, go ahead and check out her page. I'm not afraid of competition or anything like that. I want people to win. So what I'm saying is being verified by somebody else. I criticize enough of the con artists out there, like Judge Anthony, Family Court Corner, the child support is fraud guy. He talks about the truth and division of child support cases, but he's lying and misleading you guys and making you think that there's hope. So you just buy, he never answers people's questions directly. And so you just buy his stuff. To me, that's some utter bullcrap. That's like a cult leader. You're given some partial truth. Like, say someone's a Bible believer and you have a cult going, you twist the truth a little bit and you get off on one tangent. And then by the time you get down the road, you're way off and miles away from the truth. I hate when people mislead people and take their position and don't communicate with them clearly on all this stuff. I'm pretty clear about my stuff. I got nothing to hide. Now, I'm not going to do a one-on-one consultation for hours via live because that's a customized thing. It's a private thing, and that's where one-on-one consults are appropriate. And if somebody's not getting a one-on-one consult with me after you spent more than one retainer on an attorney, you're just an idiot, and that's your problem. And I'm not afraid to say that and lose people because the real ones know the real deal. All the sissy little easily offended dads who aren't going to fight, they go running and crawling. See, the truth is like a light. I talk truth on here and I keep it real. And all the little haters and all the little con artists, they show hatred toward me while guys who work with me are getting on the offensive and learning how to actually win in court. And that doesn't even matter as much as the fact that I'm sitting here talking from somebody who actually won in court. Oh, there's another con artist out there called, anyway, I'm starting to run out of time. The main point is, here's another person confirming that nobody can know your case like you do. When you have an attorney, you still have to dig up all the pictures and emails and find witnesses to write declarations. You have to do a whole bunch of the paralegal work. So why not speak for yourself in court? The attorneys forget half the stuff anyway, or don't. Watch your attorney next time you're in court and think, I could say this better than, prove me wrong. You could do this stuff better than they can. I've had people who, like, with English as a second language go in court and say, my paperwork pretty much speaks for itself. Do you have any questions? I went to a hearing one time with a guy like that about 20 years ago. He got one of my packets and he tweaked it. I did a lot of helping on him with that more than the average. And so I really helped him a lot. And the judge said, no, you're pretty clear on your paperwork. And she basically made the argument for him against the mother's attorney. And he destroyed her in court. You could do this yourself. And then if your paperwork's together, you barely have to say anything in court. So what are you worried about? You don't have an excuse not to represent yourself. Anyway, just another example of somebody acknowledging like nobody knows your case like you do. Nobody has the time and energy and cares like you do.